Actually, good morning and good afternoon to
Hey,
you.
good
It's
morning, good
morning.
afternoon, and all that good stuff. How are you?
I am good. Good morning, good morning, good afternoon. I am good. I am doing excellent today. Today has been an interesting morning. I went to parent teachers conference for my son, so it's been good. It's
Oh,
been good.
shucks.
Yes,
Well,
he is.
that's good.
He's a good human being. Grades ain't bad, but he's an exceptional human being, and that's what matters. So,
I know that's right.
yeah, because in the real world, Dr. T, you know this. In the real world, grades don't matter, but that integrity, respect, self-respect, respect for others, being a good human being, a good citizen, staying out of jail, doing
Mm-hmm.
what's right, that matters.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nobody gonna look
Mm-hmm.
at the grades. Companies when they go to hire you, they not looking at the grades. They want to look at your integrity. You gonna steal our money from the company? They looking at that,
Right?
and he's a good guy. So
Good.
we're very pleased. His dad and I were very pleased to hear that this morning.
I
Other than
know that's
that,
right.
this
Start your
morning,
weekend off right. Start the
yeah,
weekend off right.
we started off right. So I'm happy and it's good. The weather could be better, but other than
Mm-hmm.
that, we're good. It's going to be good this weekend. How are you and what's going on with you?
Oh, I am doing good. I'm doing good this weekend. I have a speaking engagement tomorrow, the Authors Cafe, where I will be I'll be talking 5 minutes about my book called Living Anger Free, which is a journal. And so I'll be doing that tomorrow. And what else would I be doing? Oh, and then I work on Sunday. Y'all know I work every other Sunday, and this is my Sunday to work. So I will be doing that.
Oh,
And yeah, that's about it. The weather's supposed to be nice here in Philadelphia. We're gonna be like sunny Florida. We're gonna be like sunny California, and
yes,
so yeah, so I'm looking forward to having an awesome weekend.
absolutely.
Nice
Okay.
anger, stress free, all that good stuff.
Absolutely. Well, I do want to say congratulations, congratulations, and I know you're going to do phenomenal. I wish I could be there. Are you going to tape it? Is it going live? Will I be?
I
Will we?
probably I don't know, I may go live for a little bit when I'm there. I gotta remember to take my sticks and stuff, all my little selfie sticks and all my little props and stuff,
Yeah,
so
so
that
we
I
can
could probably
record it.
get the tape it and everything. Maybe I could record it and upload or
Okay.
whatever. So I'll see. I don't even have my outfit together for tomorrow, girl. I'm like all over the place. Look, I don't have nothing together.
You
I'm
know
just
that we
like,
do.
sheesh, look, I'm all over the place, but I'm gonna have it together soon. I'm gonna get it
Okay.
together. I'm gonna get this together. You know how that go.
Exactly. You know how we do. We got to get it together. And we're live now. So it's a good thing. I'm glad that
Yes.
everybody is well. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Yes.
Those
Hey
of us
D.
tuned
Hey
in.
Michelle. Michelle. How are y'all?
Yes, welcome. Welcome to the Mental Health Minute. We are so glad that you're here with us. And you know what? Dr. T and I always say that ones that has been rocking with us since day one, we will be on TV one day. We speaking
Yep.
this into
Mhm.
existence. And y'all gonna sit in front row.
Yep. Yep. Sooner rather than later. Sooner rather
That's
than later.
right.
Sooner rather
That's
than
right.
later.
That's right. So I'm glad everyone is well. I am so glad everyone is well. So, Dr. T, I got to know it is so tea time for Dr.
It
Tyra.
sure
If
is.
you're ready, it's up to you.
I'm ready, girl. Look, I'm All right, y'all. So, tea time with Dr. T. So, today's story that I have, I had a number of stories. The one story I had was it was a video of a young lady that was walking down the street with a rifle. We don't know the backstory of it, but we know the police got the rifle from her. And what was alluded in this story was that the girl, found out her man was sleeping with somebody and that she was trolling up the street and going to the people's house to get them. And one thing I will say with being an anger management specialist, when it comes to relationships, sometimes we have to take a step back, you know what I mean, and assess the situation. We know people will do things to you to harm you, to upset you, to put you in a mindset that you don't need to be in, right? But at the same time, you have to be able to navigate, create a new plan, and maintain control. Nobody is worth you going to jail over, right? No situation is worth you losing your freedom. And so when I seen that happening, my heart went out to the young woman. I'm so happy that the police was able to retrieve the gun from her. You know what I mean? My thing is, with them, being able to, subdue her, get the gun, do what they need to do, that lessens her charges. She's going to get some charges. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that they're going to just let her go scot free. She will get charges, but the time will be a little bit lessened because she didn't pull the trigger. Thank goodness. What do you think about
Absolutely.
the story, Dr. Candace?
Yes, when I saw that video, I was taken aback by that,
Mhm.
and I am glad that the police, sheriff's department, or whatever was there to be able to diffuse the situation.
Mhm.
However, my heart goes out to her, but you are so right, Dr. Tyra. You
Mhm.
have to have some type of control, which
Mhm.
she did, ladies and gentlemen. She reacted. I
Mhm.
get responding. We have to learn how to respond and not react. And I get it. We all been in that situation, or we know someone that been in a situation with a significant other or your partner where you mad as hell. But you know what? You don't want to compromise when you react and your reactions take you over the top where you are
Mhm.
compromising
Mhm.
your health, your well-being, and your
Yeah.
safety. Because walking down the street with a rifle and the police coming near you, they could shoot because you do have a gun in your hand. You know what I'm saying? So your safety and your freedom is being compromised. So I'm so glad that it
Mhm.
was diffused and she's okay. But I will say this, and my last word on this:
Mhm.
ain't no D or no man worth that.
Hello. Nothing. Nothing. Nada. Totally agree. Now, my second story for today, and this story just took me for a loop a little bit. So there was a football player. His name was Dwayne Haskins, who actually passed away about a week or so ago. On April the 9th, he passed away. He was hit by a car on the interstate. They said that his car ran out of gas, and I guess he was walking on the interstate trying to get assistance. And he was hit and killed by a second vehicle, right? So this story actually goes with our topic for the day, which is family dynamics, right? And so the parents of Dwayne Haskins, right? Apparently, this young man got married March of 2021, right? Now, we've been living in a whole pandemic, so we understand this. His parents never met his wife. So they're planning a funeral, but they're having two funerals for him. His mother and father are not attending the funeral that his wife is planning for him because they said that, they did not feel comfortable with meeting her. You know, they didn't make an effort to come to his parents to meet them in life. Why should they make an effort to try to meet this woman in his death at this point?
Wow.
You know
Wow.
what I mean? And that like struck a chord because it's just like, whoa, you
That's
know
your
what I
child.
mean?
That's their son. You
That's
have to
their
put
son.
whatever emotional feelings,
Mhm.
discrepancies, derogatory feelings you have for this woman to the side and go to everything in attendance for that for your son.
But that's the
Because
thing.
as a mother,
There's no feelings for this woman because they don't know her.
yeah, so just show up. Show up. That's your son.
They
That's
showing up
your
for their funeral.
oh yeah.
The
So
mom and dad is
to
having
each his
their own
own.
funeral. So
To
they're gonna
each his
show up for
own.
their own.
Mm-mm. So what's your take on that, Dr. T? Do you think they should show up for that one, the wives as well?
Honestly, I would say, like I'm on the fence with that because if you never had a conversation with this woman before, all you know is that your son was in the media for a domestic violence situation where you abused my son, like where y'all actually had a fight and he was injured, you was injured, whatever the case may be. And I see this on the news, right? But we never met you prior to, right? I don't know if I really want to be in your company. Like I don't know you, like why was no introductions ever made face to face? Did he know her family? You know what I mean? It's like you see a lot that's about to transpire with all of this. You know what I mean? And it's just like, because now we looking at the money. Okay. He played on the Pittsburgh Steelers and was a active player. You know what I mean? So when you look at it like that, now it's going to be a whole other piece. You know what I mean? Did he sign prenuptial agreements? When they had this altercation in Las Vegas, were they married in Las Vegas? You know what I mean? We looking at now. You've been married to this woman now 1 year exactly. You know what I mean? They don't say if it was any children involved. You know what I mean? They don't say, there's no records of, nothing has been said about that. But it's like when you look at this whole situation as a whole, you know what I mean? His wife called the authorities from Pittsburgh, looking
Okay.
for her husband.
Okay.
You know
Okay.
what I mean? So it wasn't like she was in Florida with him when this happened. She was in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
You
So
know?
my take on it is I'm gonna go a little deeper. I'm one of those. I'm gonna go a little deeper. I got to play devil's advocate
Mm-hmm.
because I want to use emotional intelligence on this
Mm-hmm.
because I'm a mom and I have two boys. And
Mm-hmm.
if I was in that mother's shoes, and I've never met my one of my boys' wives and previous wife, and they only been married a year. The mom and me, my husband and I will have a meeting with her. We will
Mm-hmm.
come together because it's three people that
Right.
love him.
Mm-hmm.
You loved my son, and I loved my son. So I
Mm-hmm.
know we meeting under these unforeseen, horrible circumstances. But I'm the type, we're going to bring that love together. What we need to do, because you need help to grieve, as do I as a mother. And we both loved him. So let's just come together for him. I'm getting chills just saying that, because that's, even though I be like, why I gotta meet you now? But then I say, because that girl gonna need some type of guidance and understanding, as do I, as this boy's mama. And let's bring that love together. Let's come together as a family because so he can see this. He didn't die in vain. Well, he's like, now you meeting my wife. Mama, now you meeting the woman that I did love. You meeting her like this, but you meet and it can mean something. And that's what we're going to talk about with family dynamics as well. So
Yeah, 'cause
that's how I look at it.
mhm.
I'm the
They
type
need
I
each
know.
other.
Yes,
They
you
need each
need
other
each other.
because at this
And
point, she knows
yeah,
stuff about his last days that mom and dad don't know.
don't need to know. And then
Mhm.
mom we can talk about when he was a little boy. We can talk about when he was a teenager. We can talk about that. I can give you memories about your husband that you didn't know about. You can give me memories about my son last days. You
Yes.
feel what I'm putting down? So that's why I'd be like, I tell my husband, we got to call this girl. And if my husband like, babe, she wasn't around. He didn't want us in this
Mhm.
life. This, Our son ain't no longer here. We got to put hate to the side. We got
Yep.
to put dislike to the side. We
Yep.
got to put whatever feeling we thought we had to the side.
Hmm.
And we got to come together because all three of us got one thing in common. We loved him.
We loved him. Yep.
That's
I
right.
agree.
Yep.
All right. So that's going to segue into our topic, y'all. And that's the conclusion of Tyra's tea. All right, everybody. This goes right into our topic, family dynamics.
Yes, I am so excited to talk about hey, we transitioning. That was a smooth transition, Dr. T, with the family dynamics. Family dynamics. What can we say? One, we can all say and we can all agree. Everybody has family dynamics. It's universal. It's like soap. Everybody know what it is, even if you don't speak the language. You gotta wash, and everybody got a family. It's like soap. It's like everyone. If this is family dynamics, everyone is familiar with it. Whether it's and family dynamics is different from all across the board, but everyone is familiar with that. You have culture, family dynamics. You have certain cultures that's like, no, we keep that in the family. We all live together. We all do this. And you got some cultures be like, yeah, you on your own once you get 18. Family dynamics. So what we're going to talk about today, again, with Mental Health Minute and myself and Dr. Tyra, and welcome to everyone. We're going to get into what is family dynamics, what it means to you, and what it looked like. So y'all know I'm always coming through with the questions. I'm always, trying to keep us in the loop with these questions. So, with family dynamics, I'm asking the audience as well. Always ask, because all we love feedback. This is a conversation where we have together. But, Dr. T, let me ask you, because you're the expert here. You work with so many people and you counsel so many people. And I'm pretty sure a lot of times, just as myself, as I have that as well, we
Right.
counsel so many people. And I hear a lot of times it's always got something to do with the family.
Mm.
Sometimes it reaches back. So let me ask Dr. T, what is family dynamic to you?
Oh my God. Family dynamics to me is how you interact, how you get along, how do you basically talk to one another? How do you treat each other? You know, family dynamics goes a long way. Is my family toxic? You know, are we productive? What type of structure we have within our own home? you know do we communicate? Family dynamics to me is just being able to ask those type of questions. A family, a family is a space where different individuals depend on each other for physical, emotional, economical, spiritual, all kinds of support. Each person in the family is some type of resource. They provide some type of relationship security, and they're supposed to be stress free. However, we know sometimes the dynamic might not be the way we want it to be, right? So that's what family dynamics means to me. What does family dynamics mean to you, Dr. Candace?
Well, you're absolutely right. I'm going to piggyback off my co host. She is absolutely right. It means all of that. And then it also means, where do you fit in? Where do you fit in? Because you could be born, and we all are, all of us. It's generations, just like you and I and a couple of other people here on the platform on here with us. We are Gen Xers, so a couple of us, we born into a family dynamic, and family dynamic is, we don't want to really call them boundaries, but we want to call different ways, like Dr. T stated, different ways, how you maneuver, how you operate within the family. So that's what it means to me. And a lot of times we are born into how our family has already been operating from generations. And I'm pretty sure all of us have heard of generational curses and generation whatever and upbringing. So it's just how you fit in. So when we become a certain age, you start to look at your family. I know I did. I don't know about y'all, but you start to look at your family and say, well, where the hell do I fit in? Because I'm not liking this. And some of us break the generational curse. Some of us prolong it, keep it going, have that streamline with it. And a lot of us, oh, no pun intended, streamline. A lot of us, we try to break it. And then some of us, we just continue with that. But it's where you fit in. And that's what I want to talk about as well. Where do we fit in with the generation and with the family dynamic? Like, for instance, I was looking over, and you're going to find this very interesting, Dr. T, and the audience as well. I know you will. Where with dysfunctional family roles. I know which one I was. Here is a couple of them. You have the hero, the scapegoat, the lost child, the clown, or the mascot. I'm going to read what I was. I'm going to read a little bit of each one. The hero, perfect, can be wrong, gets positive attention, awards, and degrees. However, fear of failing and over controlled. Family feels we are not so bad because the person is good. However, the hero likes the extra power and attention. They are a workaholic. Physical may have a physical illness, controlling, not much fun, have pride, and have shame. Another part of that, achievement, success, has learned, this is when they have healed, have learned to say no, and have learned how not to be perfect and how to set boundaries. That is who I was in the family. That is who I was. Then you have the scapegoat. Bad, angry, impulsive, never feels good enough. The black sheep, when they are not healed, they have hurt, rejection, shame, feels, have that loser mentality. When they start to heal, marriage is brought together to fix the scapegoat. The hero feels, they start to feel good about themselves. They start to avoid bad things. Then they can have addictive personality, trouble with the law, continuing to go from job to job. But when they start to heal and they are healed, learn to be good enough for themselves, do learn how to take appropriate risk, become business owner, missionaries. So it's so many things. Then you have the lost child. You have the one of my sons is the clown and the mascot, but then they become funny because this person is funny, hysterical. Everything is they everything they laugh at everything. They hide their emotions. So you have different roles, like you stated, happens in the family dynamic. We all play a different role. So with you, Dr. T, from the people you consult, what role do you see most? Do you see the people that come consult that you consult and people that you run into? Do you see more of them being that they have to do everything and have to carry the load, or do they feel that they're the black sheep?
Okay, so I'm gonna say I have 50-50. I have some of my clients feel that they're the black sheep of the family because they are doing things like they're doing things that everyone else wasn't in regards to they might have finished college, they might have started a family where everybody else might not have a family. Like I had one person say, "Well, I did things what the society deem as the right way, which was I got married first, then had children." You know, but then I have the other ones that feel like I have to take everybody's load. Everybody calls me with their problems and I have to solve them. That's my job. That's what I do. I don't have time to focus on being angry or depressed or sad because I got to do right by everybody else and not worry about my feelings. But then we see what happened with that because that's why you're sitting on my chair because now you have allowed all of everybody else's issues to manifest on into your own life, causing you grief, causing you anger, causing you all of these various emotions. And now we got to try to do what we can to debunk all of this to get you back to feeling 100% so that you can be a service of your family as well as to yourself, putting yourself first. So, yeah, I have 50-50. What about you, Dr. Candace?
I have mostly, I would like to say 80% of the hero, 80% of have to do everything or feel they have to do everything, and 20% of the black sheep and just like, oh, I only deal with them. I just try to, I have no affiliation. I'm good. But most part is like you said, I have to do everything. I keep the family together. I'm the glue, but then that weighs on them because now they come in to see us that creates certain. So that goes into my next question and to the audience as well. Please chime in because we would love to hear from you. Is when you do like what part you play in your family and it can weigh on you, but when is it time to say, I need help? This is too much. And is it hard to back up? So my question to you, Dr. T, is being in your profession and what you see, especially with anger management, when people come to you and they're like, well, my sister is weighing on me, or we just had this happen, or we have a tragedy, or we had this and that, and I'm the strong one in the family.
Mm-hmm.
That we got to check on our strong friends and our strong
All the
relatives.
time.
That's
Mm-hmm.
really heavy. So
Mm-hmm.
when do we say enough is enough? When do the strong one say enough is enough? And is it easy for them to say that? Is it hard for them to get help? Like how does that play out?
It's hard for the strong one to say enough is enough because they have been the person that have been always carrying the load. They have been the person that's always been the go-to, right? So as soon as they start rejecting all of the people that have gone to them, that's when it's become a problem. You know what I mean? And so at this point, that's when they have to start looking out to seek help for themselves. Is it hard for them to get help? It is because at this point is control. You know what I mean? And they have had control over all situations for so long that now it's time for me to loosen up the coat strings and be able to be accepting and receptive of assistance. You know what I mean? And normally, when that happens, you find they are the most tearful people in therapy because they cannot believe that they allowed all of this to happen into their life, all this time. Because it's always all this time, and there's always, situations where people have allowed it to happen for 5 or more years. And so with that,
Absolutely.
but yeah, you just got to be accepting and receptive of the help that comes your way. Dr. Candace?
Yes, I agree with that as well. It is. I totally agree with you. It is. It can be very difficult for someone that is the glue and the strong one to seek and get help. And a lot of times they live in denial because they don't recognize or they're living in denial that they need help and that they must reach out, such as our grandmothers from years and years back, generations of grandmothers being the strong one, the grandmama to do everything. And we sometimes we call her the big mama of Medea. And she's strong. She cooking every Sunday, and all the kids going over there. She raising the kids, raising her great great grandkids. It's just the grandma, just absolutely. And that's that family dynamic. And I don't know if you're familiar with this, but I'm pretty sure you have seen this within the work that you do as well. When you have that strong maternal figure and that strong grandmother, when she passes, the family just, hey, it's like the family just part like the
Falls
Red
apart.
Sea, just
Hmm.
fall apart. Just, and
Hmm.
that's sad. That's sad. So that goes into my next question for the audience as well. That's right. Absolutely. It goes into my next question as well. Do family dynamics shape who we are? Hmm.
Yeah, I would agree. I would say family dynamics do shape who you are, because the thing is, when you look at family dynamics and you look at the things that we do within our family, I'm gonna shoot with the word normal, right? What's in my household is not normal in other people's now household, right? Because there's no real word, no real definition for the word normal, right? Because normalcy comes with each individual. And like, for example, we get up in the morning, I get up in the morning at 5 o'clock. My house starts rocking and rolling at 5, right? The house across the street might not work at 5. They might not get up till about 10. You know what I mean? So what's normal in their household is not normal in mine. And I think that family dynamics, when you have a strong, healthy family dynamics, everybody pretty much conforms to it, right? And this dynamic carries on into your own households as you move forward, right? And I think it does. Now, if you're in a household where it's toxic and negative, I'm sorry, but that will carry on unless you break the curse. You have to break it. If you don't break it, it's going to still carry from place to place, and you're going to find yourself in the same rut you were in the house that you grew up in. You're going to find it in
Absolutely.
your own home. What is your take on that, Dr. Candace?
I totally agree with you. The family dynamic shapes who you are because when you're raised a certain way, like you said, and like you said, getting up 5 in the morning and the household is functioning, you're raised like that. I'll make, you know what? Let's take it a little deeper, but it's going to be simple, but it's deep. When you learn how to cook, or in my generation and how I was raised, you learn how to make cornbread or in the cast iron skillet and you put it in the oven. I got to this day, I have my great great grandmother's cast iron skillet. I'm passing it down. So that's a family dynamic. I learned how to cook with that. It was given to me. I saw my mother use it, my grandmother use it, my aunt Rose use it. We all use it. Now I have it. I'm giving it to my grandbaby when I get one. I'm giving it to my grandkids, my granddaughter. So that's part of it. It's simple, but what I'm saying, me giving that cast iron skillet, if I had trauma or any type of dysfunction in the family, she'd get that too. Just like you pass down how you make cornbread and fried chicken, you pass down trauma, drama, toxicity, dysfunction in the household as well. If it is not fixed or healed, we don't just pass down recipes in families, we pass down other things as well. So you're right. You have to shape it. So my next question, and I want to hear from the audience as well. Oh, Dee said, Mama Duke, my daughter-in-law, fixes. What she say? Fixes it immediate, so it won't go too far. So don't go too far. Absolutely. However, with that being said, Mama Duke need help. She shouldn't be the only one to have to fix it immediately. She need a plan A and a plan A and a plan B. Because when something happened to Mama Duke, everybody in the family gonna be, okay, this is going too long. She ain't here to fix it, or she too tired, or she's sick, or she can't. So, we have to learn, which is never too late to start. We can start helping each other. That's why we having these conversations. When you see that there's someone in the family, like Dee said, Mama Duke, hey, my daughter-in-law, she's on it. So, become a partner with that. get some help. Hopefully she's raising her help. Hopefully she has a daughter or a son and they see. So she's raising your help so we can fix it together. Because when you start passing a baton in the family of the fixer, everybody start fixing stuff. You feel what I'm putting down? Not just one fixer. You have 9 fixers now. So now the family dynamic is stronger. Do you agree with that, Dr. T? That is stronger now. Not just one person.
Yes, I totally agree with that, because it comes in strengths. Yes, I agree.
There you go. And it keeps it together. Yes. So that goes to my next one is, can we change the family dynamic? Like we said, it shapes who you are. But can certain generations change it?
Yeah.
Because my mom a baby boomer, I'm a Gen X, then you got these millennials, and then so I changed. Absolutely. So I changed
Mhm.
how I was raised. I do my
Mhm.
children a little different. So you agree with that? That we can change
Yeah,
family dynamics? Do
I think
you
so.
so
Yes.
can you change for the better? And sometimes we change for the worse. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree. It's a 50-50 draw because you just never know. It's a 50-50 draw, but I do believe that you can change. You can change the family dynamics. Like I know, sometimes you see like a family where mom had a baby at 13, grandmom had a baby at 13, the other one had a baby 13, but then this other child comes along like, I'm not doing that. And they either A, don't have a baby at all, or B, they have a baby when they 25 or 30, because they don't want to put that type of stress on their own lives. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's a 50-50 draw.
That you're right. You're right about that. Breaking those curses, and you're right. So you can change that, and then you also can start. Do you think, and to the audience as well, do you think there's a stigma with certain cultures with family dynamics? Now this
Yeah.
is deep. What
Oh
you
yeah.
think?
Yeah, I think it could be a stigma.
So
I
let's
think
talk about the African American culture. Y'all know I'm about to go there because
mhm.
I'm black, so I can speak on that all day because I'm one of them. So when we talk about these black folks, well,
Mhm.
beautiful people. You
Mhm.
think there's a stigma with the African American cultures, us black folks, that stigma within our family dynamics. Now, what is so, Dr. T? I'm asking you, and I want to ask the audience as well, and we're going to talk about other cultures. What
Mhm.
is a positive with us African American family dynamic, and give me one negative?
You said one positive and one negative. One negative is that we don't finish school. We don't finish high school. A positive is that we all a positive family dynamic would be we all we support one another, when it comes to certain situations.
Oh, here I go. Oh, okay, okay,
Because
okay,
see,
okay.
the thing is, families will stick together, right or wrong, right? Some families will stick together, right? And that's what I mean by the support. You don't talk about little Billy, but okay, when you get home, we'll take care of him. We gonna defend you to the hill on the street. But when you get up in my house, what the hell you do that for? What you do that for? I don't on the street you was right. And I'm gonna be like, they ain't did nothing to you. But when you get in this house, I'm gonna get you because you shouldn't have did it anyway.
I agree. I agree. I do agree. I do agree. So one family dynamic that one positive family, no, one negative family dynamic with it that I see within the African American community is we're getting better. We're getting much better. Financial literacy. We will get our income tax and do a seafood boil, buy Jordans, and buy whatever, and the household and half the bills ain't paid. And we can't too much about credit. We gotta do better, but we're doing better. We're making strides. We really are. Actually, let me give my people more credit. Let me give my come on, Candace. This is 2022. We're doing much better. But that is one that has been a negative within the African American cultures. You got more liquor stores and different things and Foot Lockers. You will see a line when the new Jordan used to come out. And T, I know you know this, when we was younger, the line outside of in the urban communities. You got more liquor stores, and they're lining up to buy the Jordans, but it's around the corner from the projects. Do you feel what I'm putting down? That's what I'm saying. So financial literacy for me. So that's a negative, but we're slowly coming out of that. A positive to me, we have a hustle mentality in us. We have a certain drive in us, and it ain't even motivation. It's not. It's greater than that. It's greater than motivation. It's not quite disciplined because discipline is a smooth balance. So it's like this, but we got it. We like, oh, we all go eat. I don't know what we doing, but that's a positive to me. I don't care if it's 9 people in that house. 2 of y'all got jobs. Then one of us, like 4 of y'all hustling. Somebody braiding hair, frying chicken, selling plates, doing this. I don't know. We gonna figure it out. So I like that. What a lie, T. So we figure it out. It don't hurt us. It don't break us when
Yes.
we don't have. Because we gonna go get it. Subcultures, if they don't have some, especially certain dynamics, uh,
Hmm.
it kind of break them, and it break them mentally. But
Hmm.
our people,
Yeah.
we hustle up on it. We figure it out.
Right. Hmm.
We gonna figure it out. We gonna use our resources. Most of us. I'm just saying. You get what I'm saying. So that's a positive. Absolutely. So I love that about us. I do. I love that about us. So that is a stigma. Now, in other cultures, there are stigmas too. Like for instance, what stigma? Because I know you see a vast array of different people and personalities in different cultures. What cultures, Dr. T, have you came across with different family dynamics with other cultures besides African American? Because we can speak on that all day. We black, we sisters, so we got that on lock.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
other cultures,
yeah, I see, one culture that I see that has like the most unity, in my opinion, is I would say the Hispanic community.
absolutely.
They have the most, and it's just like, I'm like, why don't we stick together like that sometimes? But they have one of the best dynamics, that I've seen, and and it's just like that one is one that I embrace. I embrace how they handle, family situations. When I look at, our Caucasian counterparts, the family dynamic, I've seen years ago, fell off, falls off when the parents become elderly. You know what I mean? And it's like, coming from working in a nursing home setting, years ago, I got to see firsthand how they, were put in nursing homes and left and forgotten about, and things like that, and everybody thinking it's okay. It's not okay. It's not okay,
You're
and that
absolutely
that
right.
was a problem that I used to see constantly happening.
Absolutely.
And so, yeah, so when I think about family dynamics, I think about those two
Yes,
culture.
absolutely. I totally agree with you with the Hispanic culture, the Latino culture, all of that. They stick together, and I admire that. I'm looking like, wow. I think it's beautiful. And someone put Indian culture as well. They do. Yes, absolutely. I like that. They stick together. So that is something that with the family dynamic, with the family dynamic. There another culture that well, I will say this. I will say this with the Asian community because I have a lot of them and that I work with within my practice and that I have saw some at the different that I've worked with like at the clinic and stuff. Yeah, the family dynamic is the respect is really high and sometimes the respect can go out of bounds as in you are disrespecting yourself in order to keep the respect for the family, especially the elder. And I don't mean disrespect as in a harsh way, but you are not happy. This is what I have seen and have worked with within the Asian families that some of them will go beyond to please the family and they are hurt and then their mental health they have to battle with their mental health because of that. Does that make sense? I hope the audience is able to follow me on that as well. And this
Yeah, it
is
makes a whole lot of sense.
that I would, and this is only from therapeutic and from a professional level, the ones that I have worked with, where they will go out of their comfort zone. Like, I really don't want to do that. This is what they are saying to me, and that's not how I feel. However, within my culture, I kind of have to do it.
Right.
And
Hmm.
that weighs on your mental health and can weigh on you physically as well. So that is something that I've seen. Now, I will say about our people, about African American cultures, one thing about us, no, we still gonna do it. We're gonna be like, Big Mama gonna be all right, my daddy and them. I'm gonna do this. They just gonna have to forgive me later, but this is what we're doing because this is how I feel. We more vocal. We're more, I'm gonna take care of me. So let's slide into this topic. Well, same topic, family dynamic, because because even other cultures may have that as well, and some do have that. Are we wrong for feeling that way, or should we now in 2022 try to keep the family together, or is it okay to go your separate ways and get family, because family doesn't necessarily mean blood. So basically what I'm asking to you, Dr. T, and to the audience as well, can you have a family dynamic with people you meet, close friends that become family?
Yeah, I would say yeah, because I'm the first person that will tell somebody at the end of the day, friends, your friends can be your family, right? And one thing I will stress is that, when you have close friends that is like family, it's okay. It's okay. Family is who you choose. Relatives is by blood.
Right. That's
You
right. I
know,
beautifully said. I've never heard that. I love
Mhm.
it. Can you say that again from the people in the back? I think I was in the back.
Girl, family is who you choose. Relatives are the ones by blood.
I love it.
So
I love that. I'm still in that. Y'all heard it today. Mental health minute. I'm still in that from her.
you can have it. You can have it all day. You got it.
Yes, that was beautifully said. I love I've never heard that before. And I love that. And you're absolutely right. That, you know what? That sums up the show. I ain't got nothing else to say. Actually, I do though, but I love that. If she would have just led with that, people. Yes, I love that. And you're absolutely right. Because I have created family with friends. I really have. And it's a certain dynamic. So, with that being said, my last question to Dr. T and to the audience as well: who set the tone for the family dynamic? Who set that?
Everybody has a role in it.
Okay.
Everybody has a role in it, but
Okay.
normally in the household it's supposed to be the parents set the tone for it. But everybody sets the tone. I put that job and that responsibility on everyone.
I like that. As we should, as you said it, it got real to me, because at first my answer would have been, yeah, you're right, grandparents and the parents, it goes down from the parents to the head. But then, as you said it, Dr. T, you absolutely right. Everyone plays a role and everyone should have responsibility, because if you have a family member that's kind of dysfunctional, it affects the whole family, so it plays a role. So you're absolutely right with that. Everyone. Okay. So what are some last words or tips or something that you could give to everyone about family if they want to? So let me ask. I'll ask it this way: was it, if you're in a family, if someone's in a family and it's dysfunctional, and someone is watching this segment and they would like to at least take the proper steps to try to either bring the family together or leave the family, or they just in a funk, what advice do you have for someone that is living with a dysfunctional family? What is one or two steps that they can do?
One thing I would say is communicate, communicate, communicate. Communicate brings the families together for a place of understanding. If you're able to communicate, healthy communication is definitely important. The second thing I will say is stay focused on what is prevalent within the family. Stay focused on what unites family members together. Um, I'm gonna say planning too, time management and planning. Planning helps prevent conflict, because when you have a lot of things going on in your family, conflict always finds is hid in there some way to cause some kind of a controversy within the family. So just being able to do what you can to maintain communication, planning, time management, and just being able to stay focused. Stay focused on what matters with the family. Let all of the outside drama just go. And remember, even though you're within a family member, but protect your peace. Your peace and your happiness and your sanity is most important. Okay.
Absolutely beautifully said. Yes, and for me is listen to yourself. Follow your gut, and like Dr. Tyra said, take care of you. Take care of you. Get you together. If your family is emotionally and mentally draining you, it is okay to take a step back, go get you some help because that is not your cross to bear. That's not your cross to carry. You do not have to be everything for everyone. Everyone plays a role and has a responsibility. You are not accountable for your parents. You are not accountable for your sisters and brothers. I'm my brother's keeper. I'm my sister's keeper. Wait a minute. I love you. However, I love me more, and I got to take care of me. Be good to you, and you'll be able to be exceptional to someone else. And it's okay to show family and say, you know what, I'm gonna go get me together so I can get myself together emotionally and mentally so I can be able to deal with you. Because sometimes people don't change. That's my last word.
Again, another awesome show. Another awesome show. Thank you, Dr. Candace. That was great. We want to thank each and every one of you for coming through this afternoon and spending an hour out of your time with myself and Dr. Candace for a mental health minute. We're going to have a couple words from our sponsors and then we're going to be out of here, everybody. Let's get it. All right. And we're going to do one more. All right, everyone. Dr. Candace, you have yourself a fabulous weekend and afternoon. Audience, we want you to have a fabulous afternoon also. God bless.
Absolutely.
Make this weekend an awesome weekend. And remember to live your life anger and stress free, y'all.
That's right. Good night. Bye, everybody, and good mental health.